back up, please, sir?
No, sure. Jose, is there anything you'd like to say?
José Offerman was once known for his solid baseball skills and even showed promise as a manager. But for many, his legacy is dominated less by his talent and more by his fiery temper. He's often remembered for the infamous bench-clearing brawl and that shocking assault on an umpire. Before we proceed, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. José Offerman hasn't been part of professional baseball in the U.S. since 2007, and it all traces back to a dramatic and violent incident that occurred when he was playing for the Long Island Ducks in the Independent Atlantic League when a game against the Bridgeport Bluefish took a dark turn. During the match, Offerman got hit by a pitch from Bluefish pitcher Matt Beach. Instead of taking his base like most players would, Offerman, visibly enraged, charged the mound with his bat in hand. What followed was a chaotic scene, an all-out bench-clearing brawl that sent shockwaves through the league. In the heat of the moment, Beach ended up with a broken finger, a serious injury from the altercation. But it didn't stop there. Bluefish catcher John Nathans was also caught up in the fray and got hit in the back of the head by Offerman. That blow was no joke. It caused a concussion that effectively ended Nathan's playing career and left him grappling with long-term symptoms. Both Beach and Nathans were taken to Bridgeport Hospital for treatment and later released. But Offerman's actions had already made headlines. After being ejected from the game, he was arrested by Bridgeport police, making it clear that this was more than just a baseball scuffle. It was an assault with serious repercussions. The league reacted swiftly. Just one day later, on August 15, 2007, Offerman was suspended indefinitely. The Atlantic League announced that his suspension would stay in place until the legal matters were sorted out, meaning he wouldn't be back on the field anytime soon. As the legal proceedings began, Offerman faced 2 second-degree assault charges. He pleaded not guilty on September 24, 2007, and the case went to Bridgeport Superior Court. After reviewing the incident, the court concluded on October 30th that Offerman's violent behavior was an aberration, essentially a one-off outburst. They decided to grant him 2 years of special probation under a program called accelerated rehabilitation, finding he wasn't likely to repeat such actions. While the criminal case seemed to wrap up with this probation, the fallout continued, especially for John Nathans. He was left dealing with the long-term effects of his concussion, which included dizziness and headaches, making it impossible for him to continue his baseball career. What started as a game turned into a painful chapter for both players, altering their paths in ways they could never have expected. In February 2009, John Nathans decided to take matters into his own hands by filing a $4.8 million civil suit against José Offerman. Nathans claimed that the injury he suffered not only ended his playing career, but also led to ongoing medical issues that seriously impacted his quality of life. The legal battle stretched on for several years, but in the end, Nathans got a measure of justice. On July 29, 2014, the court ruled in his favor, ordering Offerman to pay $940,000 in damages for the injury and its lasting consequences. While that amount was significantly less than the $4.8 million Nathans originally sought, it still represented a formal acknowledgement of the harm caused by Offerman's actions. For Offerman, this was just another dark chapter in a career that had once held so much promise. He began as a talented and well-regarded player, but a string of incidents, including this brawl, overshadowed his achievements on the field. The events of August 14, 2007, along with the subsequent legal troubles, effectively ended his career in professional baseball in the U.S. Though he continued to manage and play in international leagues like the Dominican Winter League, his legacy in the States was forever stained by that infamous day. On January 16, 2010, Offerman found himself at the center of yet another controversy during a heated game in the Dominican Professional Baseball League. Managing the Tigres del Licey at the time, Offerman's temper flared during a tense matchup against the Gigantes del Cibao, and things quickly spiraled out of control. The game was already charged with tension, with Licey trailing 6-0 in the third inning. When the Licey catcher was ejected for arguing balls and strikes, Offerman couldn't contain his frustration. He stormed onto the field to confront the umpires and protest the ejection. But what started as a heated discussion took a shocking turn when Offerman directed his anger toward first base umpire DJ Rayburn. In a moment of uncontrolled rage, Offerman swung at Rayburn, knocking him to the ground with a right hook. The crowd watched in disbelief as what should have been a professional baseball game turned into an ugly display of violence. Immediately after the incident, Stadium security detained Offerman, and he was taken to the local police station to wait and see if Rayburn would press charges. The altercation sent shockwaves through the league, especially given Offerman's history of on-field violence. The day after the brawl, the entire crew of American umpires who officiated the game resigned, citing threats to their safety. They left the country unable to continue working in an environment that had become too hostile. Their departure added another layer of chaos to an already tumultuous situation. In response, Lydom wasted no time in acting against Offerman. He was handed a lifetime ban from the league, a severe punishment that seemed fitting considering the gravity of his actions. This marked a low point in Offerman's career, as he faced the reality of being shut out from professional baseball in a country where he had once been celebrated. Interestingly, Offerman was stepping in as the replacement manager for Dave Jost at the time, who had also faced disciplinary action for bumping an umpire during a playoff game. It was a strange coincidence that both men found themselves in trouble with the league for similar reasons: aggression toward umpires. Despite the lifetime ban, Offerman's suspension wasn't permanent. In February 2013, just over 3 years after the incident, the ban was lifted, allowing him to return to Lydom. However, his reputation had already taken a serious hit from both the 2010 incident and the earlier assault in 2007. This chapter in Offerman's life is yet another example of how his temper overshadowed his accomplishments in baseball. While he had a solid career as a player and showed promise as a manager, his inability to control his anger led to moments of violence that forever tarnished his legacy in the sport. After finishing high school at Colegio Bíblico Cristiano in San Pedro de Macorís, Offerman took a big leap toward his dream of becoming a professional baseball player by signing with the Los Angeles Dodgers as an amateur free agent in 1986. Just 2 years later, in 1988, he kicked off his first season in the minor leagues and wasted no time making a name for himself. Offerman was even named Best Prospect in the Pioneer League, signaling a bright future ahead. He quickly climbed the ranks of the Dodgers farm system, showcasing his talent and determination. Then on August 19, 1990, everything came together when he made his major league debut against the Montreal Expos. And what an entrance it was! Offerman became the 55th player in MLB history to hit a home run in his very first major league at-bat, a moment that must have felt like a dream come true. It's the kind of debut every rookie hopes for, and it seemed to signal the start of a promising career at the highest level of the game. By 1992, Offerman had secured his spot as the starting shortstop for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He was young, talented, and seemingly poised for greatness. But as we know, the road to success is rarely a straight line, and his journey would soon be filled with both highs and lows. On opening day in 1993, Offerman made history by becoming the first batter to ever face the newly formed Florida Marlins. Unfortunately, his debut didn't go quite as planned. He struck out against knuckleballer Charlie Howe. Talk about a tough start. Despite that setback, Offerman's career continued to move forward. By 1995, he earned his first selection to the All-Star game, showcasing his offensive talents. However, his defensive struggles began to overshadow his achievements. He led the league in errors multiple times, racking up 42 errors in 1992, 37 in 1993, and 35 in 1995. Frustrated with his inconsistent defense, the Dodgers traded him to the Kansas City Royals after the 1995 season. At first, Offerman spent a year as a utility player, but in 1997 he won the starting second baseman job, which seemed to reignite his career. Kansas City became a turning point for him offensively, and he enjoyed some of his best seasons there. In 1998, he hit .315, led the league with 13 triples, and stole 45 bases, the fifth most in the league. His speed and bat made him a valuable asset, even with those defensive hiccups. After that breakout season, he signed with the Boston Red Sox as a free agent. His strong performance continued, and in 1999, he made his second All-Star Game appearance. While Offerman was always known for his hitting, it was clear that fielding remained a weak spot. Still, his ability to put the bat on the ball kept him in the majors, although his offensive production began to wane around 2000. By 2002, the Red Sox sent him to the Seattle Mariners, but after that season, he found himself released. His career took another turn in 2003 when he joined the Montreal Expos for spring training, but didn't make the team and was cut before the regular season began. Not ready to throw in the towel, Offerman played for the Bridgeport Bluefish in the Independent Atlantic League that year. Then in 2004, he caught a break and won a spot on the Minnesota Twins roster. He proved he still had what it took, leading the league with 12 pinch hits in just 29 attempts. But by 2005, it was clear his time in the majors was winding down. After a slow start with the Philadelphia Phillies, he was released once again. However, Offerman signed with the New York Mets and got one last shot at the big leagues when he was called back up in June of that year. His career may have been a roller coaster, but his determination to keep fighting for a spot in the majors showcased the grit of a true ball player. In 2008, Offerman added another feather to his cap when he played in the Caribbean Series for the Tigres del Licey. He played a crucial role in helping Licey capture their 10th Caribbean Series title, a significant achievement that highlighted both the team's talent and his own contributions. During the series, Offerman signed a contract with the Veracruz Red Eagles of the Mexican League, demonstrating his desire to continue playing at a high level. But he wasn't done yet. Later that same year, in December 2008, Offerman faced a new challenge when he was named player manager of the Tigres del Licey in the Dominican Professional Baseball League. This was a significant transition for him, moving from player to leader and taking on the responsibility of guiding a team with a storied history. Under his management, Licey flourished. The team dominated the Lidom Championship, sweeping the series with 5 straight victories against the Gigantes del Cibao. With Offerman at the helm, Licey not only secured the championship, but did so in style, earning themselves an invitation to the 2009 Caribbean Series, this time with Offerman as their manager. While Licey didn't clinch the title that year, falling short against Venezuela, Offerman's impact on the team was undeniable. His leadership and experience brought new energy to the players and created a sense of unity and purpose. But Offerman's connection to Licey didn't stop there. Fast forward to January 7, 2014, and he was back at the helm again, replacing Mike Guerrero. His return brought another wave of success as Licey clinched the Lidom Championship once more, defeating the Leones del Escogido in a thrilling series that went 5-3. The excitement and tension of those games kept fans on the edge of their seats. Thanks to Offerman's strategic mind and ability to motivate his players, Licey secured yet another championship for their storied franchise. Once again, they earned an invitation to the Caribbean Series in 2014, with Offerman leading the charge as their manager. Throughout these years, Offerman demonstrated that he could excel not just as a player, but also as a manager, leaving a lasting legacy with the Tigres del Licey and Dominican baseball as a whole. His journey is a testament to his passion for the game and his dedication to mentoring the next generation of players. Whether he was swinging a bat or making key managerial decisions, Offerman's influence on the sport remains strong, proving that the love for baseball can endure, even as roles evolve. Well, that wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed exploring José Offerman's journey with us. If you want more stories about baseball legends, be sure to subscribe to Baseball Icons.